Here's a super easy indoor snowball tutorial for you. Here are the two yarns that I used, and we'll go ahead and get started with the Pipsqueak yarn. A couple of reminders with yarns like this, and especially on the 22, you want to make sure that you load them onto the machine with little to no tension at all. You want it to be a very loose cast on. And so my first couple of rows, I'm going to go pretty slow. Make sure you saw that I got my little Addy needle out there and kind of picked up a couple of stitches that were trying to drop. And I'm going to do 20 rows, and then you're ready to go ahead and cut a tail and cast off. Once I get this casted off, I'm just going to do the simple drawstring closure. So these actually will start going pretty quick. I like to do mine in an assembly line, and what I've found through the Pipsqueak yarn is that I can get about 9 of these out of each skein. Once I get that off the machine, you'll notice that the inside of the work is actually going to be the fuzzy side, and that's actually going to end up to be the outside of each snowball. Again, I work through the entire skein just like an assembly line, and then once I get through that entire skein, I'll be ready to move on into the big twist yarn. I use that as the inside. It's a less expensive yarn, and it helps to keep your polyfill in better. I'll do the very same thing on those. I will cast on, do 20 rows, and I'm ready to cast off with a drawstring pull. And I'll go ahead and work through all 9 of those. Now that I am pulling the final one off the machine, I'll go ahead and set my machine off to the side and pull that tight. And this is where, instead of doing a lot of extra with needles, I will go ahead and just join both of these to the drawstring edge. And you'll see here in just a second how that will work out well. So I go ahead and tie both of those off snug and make sure that the center hole is cinched really well. And then again, I'll work through all 9 of those. And then I'll be ready to add my stuffing. Once I'm ready to add my stuffing, I'm going to add it into that inner ball. I'll pull that again, and then now I'll be ready to pull up those edges, and that fuzzy side will be on the outside of my work now. And I'm just going to drawstring that up, and I'm going to use that inner ball's extra string also to secure this. Again, I like to do it this way. It just saves a little bit of time not having to rethread my needle each time. And once I get them all tied off and secure, I'll start setting those to the side. If you'll notice, I've got a latch hook that I'm going to use to tuck my ends in here, and then I'll trim off my excess tail. At the point that I got all of these finished, I was right at an hour, and that was with me recording also. These are super cute and super easy, and I hope you have fun with them.